Hi guys, welcome to the maiden flight video of my 60-inch laser from Pilot RC. Today's video shows the first few flights. It's a few years since I flew the last 3D aerobatic plane, so don't expect crazy 3D maneuvers. Target on these first flights was just to get familiar with the plane, set all things right, some trimming, checking all the things, do some standard aerobatics, some simple 3D maneuvers just to learn to know the plane a bit and make me feel comfortable. The last videos were about unboxing. You can also find a full build video of this plane. But enough talking now, let's jump onto the flying field and have a closer look at the first flights. Preparing the plane for the first flight was pretty easy. All parts fit perfectly well on wing installation. What I especially like is the quick lock system for the wing mount. This works perfectly and it's really quick to install the wings. Then put in the battery and checked all the rudder functions and everything looked good. Also motor check, so everything was ready for the first flight. Again, motor and rudder check, and the plane was ready for the first takeoff. On the first flight I did just a short test of all the trimming, all the rudders, so the nose pulled a bit down, so I had to trim a little bit up. Later during the test flights I figured out that the wings have a little bit of twist, so I will later correct this wing twist to avoid trimming on the roll axle. So I also had to trim on roll axle, and the ailerons are not straight when I fly straight, so right aileron looks down and left aileron looks a bit up. Not much, but it's about 1.5 millimeters, something like this. And I want to have really flat ailerons when I fly straight. So this I will correct on the next steps on the plane. But other than that, the plane felt really great from the first moments on. So I did a few standard maneuvers just to check how the plane behaves. So felt pretty familiar in comparison to the other planes I flew in the past, but the bigger size makes it everything a bit more controllable. And so the first flight was really successful. Also a little hovering just to check everything feels correct. And what I really like is the power of the plane. That thing pulls like crazy, so there is definitely enough power in this setup with the Scorpion motor and the Hobbywing ESC and the battery, the 6S 4000 milliamp hour battery. So the setup is pretty good. So yeah, all successful. The first flight was all good, and so I just flew around, enjoyed the plane a bit, learned to feel it, and everything worked absolutely perfect. And here you can also see the power, so it's really strong and precise. Also had great wind conditions, so it was perfect day to check all the setup. Really almost zero wind, so I could really check everything if all works as it should. And again, other than the little trimming I had to do, everything looks good. So motor pulls in the right direction, it pulls perfectly straight, not up, not down, not left, not right, all is good. So it was really fun to do the first flights, and more videos will follow later with all the updates I will do on the plane. I did a second flight and had a little more confident on the plane, but yeah, just no crazy stuff, just enjoying the plane, flying around. And the 4000 milliamp battery is the biggest one I can recommend, because I had to put the battery to the full to the back, to the wing rod, so I cannot go more backwards with my battery, and the CG just fits. So you have no possibility to play around with the CG if you use the 4000 milliamp hour battery 6S. So yeah, perhaps it's recommendable to go with a 3500 milliamp hour battery, just because the CG moves a little more backwards, and like this you have a little more possibility to play around with your CG and figure out how your recommend or how your preferred CG would be on this plane. So in my case, with the 4000 milliamp hour battery, I just have to put it all the way backwards and hope for the best to have this factory CG make me fit, and it doesn't feel bad at all. But there is no chance to play around with my battery to figure out if there is even a better position for the battery for my personal best CG. Yeah, so that's it, but the plane didn't do any surprises, so all good for the first flight. Really enjoyed it, and more stuff will follow. I will also do some design details on the plane. I will come up with this when I use my plotter to make it look nice and clean. This is it for today's video. Thanks a lot for watching. Some little modifications will follow on the 60-inch laser. I will come up with some updates on my channel. But this is it for today. So see you in the next one. Happy flying. Bye bye.